Greg and Mare on 94.9 Mix FM. We've been collecting ghost stories, hearing some every single day, and today we came to arguably the mecca of ghost stories in Tucson, Hotel Congress.
I am so freaked out. David Slutz is here. What's your title officially?
I'm the entertainment director here at Hotel Congress.
You know all of these stories.
I've been here 23 years, and through those 23 years, I've heard quite a few different tales. Many of them that have been repeated over the years.
Repeated stories?
So we want to hear the stories, and we want to see where they happen. Can you help us with that?
Sure, you bet.
Let's go.
All right. So, the oldest story we know, the one that predates the current ownership, that goes back to the first part of the last century, was in room 214 all the way down the end of the hall, where a visage of a little old man in a pinstripe suit.
He's going to follow you, Greg.
All the way down. These are the ones we've heard about.
Okay.
But in my tenure, in the last quarter of a century, there's three that I know about and they've been repeated. There's, of course, 216, where guests would get into the room and complain at the front desk the next day, say, hey, someone came into my room that night. No, I was very sorry. We were very apologetic. Yeah, but when I turned on the light, no one was there, and yet all the towels were in the toilet. And we were like, that's interesting. A month later, someone comes down and said, hey, something weird happened last night. All the towels are in the toilet. And it happened again.
You're kidding.
And this always happens, as do most of the ghost stories, ghost things that happen in the summer. When it's quieter, and there's very few people in the building, that's when they seem to come out.
So this time of year, they probably won't come out because you got so much going on.
That's our theory.
Yeah.
However, as before we got on camera, we were just hearing about one of our most notable rooms acting up again just today.
Just today?
Just
Which room
today.
is that?
That's room 242.
We're going in there.
I'm not going in there.
We're going in there.
But for the longest time, the housekeeping just didn't like to clean the room. Pretty soon they were putting up religious iconography all around in the room, just because they thought it helped protect it. Mary Magdalene was, everyone was up there. Now they've relented, and now we have our Halloween posters from years past.
Well, we got to see this. Come on in here.
Do I have to?
The other most famous ghost we have is in a room similar to this. It's room 220, where Vince, he came in 1965 off the train and moved into the hotel, and he never checked out. He lived here for 30 years, and he lived there forever.
Wait a minute. This was a real person?
A real person.
Moved in and never moved out.
Never moved out until he passed away about 18, 19 years ago. Well, the thing about Vince was he's a crotchety old guy, and I knew him very well. And he used to do little work around the building, and he'd get in fights with the housekeeping because he'd go down the cafe, bring his food up, and never bust his plates. And they go, Vince, you're not a guest. You live here. You bust your own. They get in tussle. Well, he passes away, right? And about a year later, the housekeeping come back down to me and say, David, Vince is back. He's leaving his plates in the room again. Locked room, no one in there. His same little plate, with the same little bagel tray, the same little knives, and it happened during a whole summer, the year after he had passed away, with no explanation.
How is that possible, Meredith? I know you love this stuff.
It's real. He doesn't know he's gone yet.
Yeah,
he's where he knows.
and he'd always complain about the next door neighbors making noise. So in that following year, people in the next room said, I've been locked out of my room again. So, and all we just said, Vince.
Well, one day me and my coworker were standing there, and that room was already clean, but the door was open. So we were doing there, and then I looked that way because I could have sworn I saw somebody go in there. And then I told my coworker, I wonder what they're doing. They're taking a long time. So I went in there, and there was nobody in there. And we were standing there, and she literally saw it too. Somebody went in there.
So somebody went in, you were standing right outside.
Yes.
Nobody ever came out.
Nobody ever came out.
Did you look like a full person or just a shadow or see-through?
No, there was a shadow, and not a.
Like a presence.
Yes.
A presence.
And we went in there, and but nobody was there.
In this room right here,
218.
218. Is that next one?
218. It's 19 and then 18. So
Vince was messing with that room.
So we saw some pretty crazy things. Heard some interesting stories.
Very scary.
If you ever get a chance to come down and see it for yourself, there's something about being in this hotel. It's a lot of fun.
Are you a believer yet?
I know there are strange things that happen here. We'll see. Anyway, special thanks to Hotel Congress. Happy Halloween. Come play with the Ouija.